Get your wallets and your fingers ready because the Funkoween Series 2 NFTs are dropping this Thursday, and this set is looking pretty incredible. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel for a very exciting preview of this week's NFT drop. This Thursday, which happens to be Halloween, we are getting the Funkoween Series 2 drop, and I am beyond excited for these pops. They look so good, and we're gonna break them all down right now because some of these are pretty incredible, and I think they're going to cost a lot on the aftermarket down the road. But let's talk about how you can actually get these pops through the packs that are going to be dropped this Thursday on Halloween. So this drop is Funkoween Series 2, which is following up a very impressive drop with Funkoween Series 1 that we got last year, which also dropped on Halloween. So I'm kind of digging this annual trend of giving us a Halloween themed, Freddy inspired NFT drop every single Halloween. I think it's genius by Funko in collaboration with Drop. Now, when we go to Drop's website, they have the Funkoween Series 2 redeemable cards front and center, and the first Freddy that they have on display here, oh man, it looks so good. But we actually have another pop that we need to talk about first because it is the first of its kind, and because of that, I think it's going to draw in a lot of hype, and there's only one way that you can actually attain this first ever pop. We have, for the first time in Funko history, a Franny and Freddy Funko 2-pack. And this isn't just going to be your regular redeemable, it's actually going to be available in a very limited quantity through a Mythic pack. That's right, we're getting another Mythic pack drop. It's going to be limited to 499 packs, and it's going to cost you $130. And I'm wagering that this pack alone is going to sell out within the first 30 seconds to a minute as this entire Funkoween Series 2 releases. So let's take a look at this actual 2-pack, and I think it's pretty awesome. So we have Franny and Freddy, first time ever, and I want to credit whoever designed the promo here on Drop's website. It actually has a little icon here where it does, in fact, highlight that this is the first appearance of Franny and Freddy in a 2-pack, and I love that attention to detail. This is also a guaranteed pull, so if you happen to pick up the Mythic pack, you are guaranteed to get this physical redemption of the Franny and Freddy 2-pack. It also glows in the dark, and of course, it's limited to 499 pieces. But I'm actually loving the two characters that we have. Franny and Freddy are dressed up as the Paranormal Ops Patrol. It says it on their hats. It says with the pop and, abbreviated POP. And I really love this because it's kind of like Funko's own original spin on Ghostbusters, and they can do this without labeling them as Ghostbusters and having to pay that licensing fee to the IP. So I think it's genius. I really think it's awesome how these two characters here are obviously ghost hunters. There's paranormal activity, of course, or there's actually in real life people who chase down ghosts and spirits and paranormal activity. So I think this is just really cool. Definitely a must-have for my collection, but we're just getting started because it gets even better as we now move on to the grail of this set. Oh my gosh, this looks incredible. Glow-in-the-dark Nightmare Freddy. This is going to be limited to 999 pieces, and I think this is going to be a very expensive pop. And I have reason to believe so because we are also going to take a look back very briefly at what happened to the Funkoween Series 1 pops now that they've been on the aftermarket for about 6 months. So we're going to check on those prices and see how they're trending a year since they've released. But getting back to the Nightmare Freddy here, this is just incredible. First off, let's take a look at the actual NFT card. If you're lucky enough to pull this in one of your packs, whether that be a standard or premium pack, you could also potentially pull this in the Mythic pack, which would just be like the best pack of all time. But the Nightmare Freddy here, he's got some really unique features. He does have a black crown, and the top spikes of the black crown actually look like the fencing of a haunted house or some sort of creepy place somewhere. He also has horns. I love the fact that he glows. I think that is just a tremendous feature that he has. And the other thing that's a big highlight for me, he's got a little jack-o'-lantern belt buckle, and I love all the little ghosts actually swirling around the figure. So once again, a must-have for my collection. Super excited to get. Now, next up, what's obviously making Funkoween Series 2 a little bit more unique compared to Funkoween Series 1 is we're getting Franny. We're getting Franny, of course, in the 2-pack, but we're also getting a standalone Franny. This is Franny Funko as Banshee, and this looks absolutely insane. I love the design on her. She's going to be limited to 1,900 pieces. Now, she doesn't have a crown, which I think is okay in this character format because the way they've designed her, it actually looks like she's going to be floating, so she might come with some sort of stand because she does look raised up in the box. And if you look at the NFT card, that you can actually see the character here in virtual form, she's floating above this lake and coming right at you. So I have reason to believe that this will be a floating pop, which I think will just look incredible both in box and out of box. Next up, let's talk about the third Funko character that everybody now knows and loves. We have Proto, and he is coming in the form of a glow-in-the-dark ghost Proto. Once again, going to be limited to 1,900 pieces as another legendary, and I think the fact that he is going to glow is just going to be phenomenal because the white glow on certain pops just looks so good. The glow holds very long, and I think overall this one looks fantastic. Now, I know Proto is the least popular of the three characters here, but the fact that he's actually a ghost, he's got the cute little bone in his mouth, he does have a nice little gold crown, I think this pop is going to look absolutely phenomenal, and I cannot wait to get this for my collection. Now, this next character, we're actually getting a fourth character in this Funkoween Series 2 drop, and that, of course, is Judy. Now, some of you guys may be scratching your head, as I did the same thing when I first saw this and said to myself, who the heck is Judy? So I had to do some research. I went over to Drop's Instagram page, and they actually gave some feedback and some more insight as to where Judy came from. Now, some people actually knew where Judy came from right away, as they remembered seeing her in both the April Fool's Series 1 and Series 2 packs. So she is an original character that Drop has come up with, and she is making her first appearance in actual pop redeemable form, and I think she looks super creepy, and I love the fact that she's actually holding a little Freddy Funko doll. This one, once again, is limited to 1,900 pieces. I'm curious to see if people will be taking a liking to her, because if it does well and people are going after this pop and this redeemable, it could open up the door for more original characters created by Drop, which I think would just be phenomenal, and it would just be something that makes the NFTs just a little bit more special. So I'm excited for, definitely a must-have for my collection. I will say this though, I think the key feature that she has in getting a lot of people to want to collect her is the fact that she's holding the little Freddy doll. I think if she wasn't holding the Freddy doll, a lot of people would just be a little bit confused and maybe not as eager to collect her, because she would just be this, original standalone character that didn't really tie into anything visually. Obviously, she has a cool backstory. Next up, we have another Proto, and this time we have Proto once again joining the squad here as the Paranormal Ops Patrol. So once again, that awesome little original Funko take on the Ghostbusters. Now, the first thing that Joanna said when she actually saw the reveal for Proto here, she was saying, why didn't they do a 3-pack of Freddy, Franny, and Proto as the Paranormal Ops Patrol? And I actually think that it's okay that they didn't do a 3-pack. The NFTs have never given us a 3-pack, so there's still that opportunity to give us a 3-pack, hopefully down the road, of some other characters in another series. But I actually like that Proto is a standalone because it allows us to have that first ever Franny and Freddy 2-pack. And also, I think that a lot of people are either Proto collectors or they're not Proto collectors. So this necessarily might not be a must-have for a lot of people, whereas people are going to go after that Mythic 2-pack because of Freddy in it. They might be split on Franny, but everybody loves Freddy for the most part. Overall, I think this looks fantastic. He's got a little gun or some sort of, activity reading weapon in his hand, or some sort of device that he can detect ghosts and stuff. So I think it looks great. Once again, definitely a must-have for my collection. And the last redeemable in this set, this one's actually limited to 2,200 pieces. It is the Royalty. This is the Haunted Freddy doll, and this one is super cool. Check out the NFT card for this. I love this monster that they've created, and they've actually really brought it to life in pop format. I mean, the detail on this pop, the way the haunted monster here, like his tentacles and arms almost look translucent, but at the same time you can see he is possessing the doll. Like, it is so good. I absolutely love this, and I think this just highlights the creativity and the level of detail that we want to see when it comes to collecting unique and limited pops. So I think this one is going to be a very popular one, despite the fact that it is the least limited out of this entire set. So those are your 7 redeemables for Funkoween Series 2. This drop, of course, will be happening this Thursday on Halloween, and there's going to be 499 mythic packs. They will cost you $130 if you're trying to get one of those packs. There's going to be 16,000 standard packs at $10 a pack, and then 18,000 premium packs at $30 a pack. This will be dropping at 11 a.m. Pacific time and then 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, keep in mind that last year's Funkoween Series 1 completely sold out in about 30 minutes. And this is actually going to blow your mind, because with Funkoween Series 2, we got 22,500 standard packs and 22,500 premium packs. So we got 45,000 packs last year, and it sold out in just under 30 minutes. This year, Funko's actually reduced the amount of packs by about 30%. So this drop could sell out maybe in 15 to 20 minutes. Just saying. So if you want to get in on Funkoween Series 2 as far as the packs go, I would definitely set some alarms on your phone. Make sure you are in the queue about 30 to 60 minutes before the drop, just to guarantee success. But I think regardless, these are going to be very difficult packs to get. And for those of you guys who do end up securing packs, it's going to be very exciting watching you, or as you open them. So good luck to everybody who is going after Funkoween Series 2. We likely won't see these redeemables in hand until Q2 of 2025. To give you guys reference, the window for redeemables for redemption for Funkoween Series 1 closed on March 29th, and then they started shipping out in April. So the April-May timeframe could be when we see these physical pops in hand, although Drop has actually been doing really well in getting these NFTs for each series shipped out quicker and quicker. So there could be some potential that we see these in hand maybe in March, just being a little bit optimistic. But let's talk about really quick Funkoween Series 1. How are these pops trending a year since they released to the week? Now, once again, these came out in hand this past April. So for the pricing and the trends on the secondary market, I'm really only paying attention to the pricing post-April, because that's when people started selling them. That's when people are going to be highlighting if they are damaged or not damaged. And that's where I feel like you can get a more accurate take on what the pops are actually selling for. And more people to participate in the secondary market when things are being bought and sold in the physical way compared to when the items are being bought and sold in a virtual way, because I know there's a lot of people out there who still prefer not to buy the NFT packs. They just prefer to buy the pops physically on the secondary market when they're actually in hand. So to give you guys a quick refresh on last year's Funkoween Series 1, we got Proto as Zombie. He was limited to 2,500 pieces, but interestingly enough, only 1,964 of them were actually redeemed. So it's significantly less of them on the market than I actually thought. This one is trending for $50. It did hit a peak of $125 when it first came out, and it's come down by about $75. Next up, we have Freddy as the Zombie Proto, also glow in the dark, as the Zombie Pirate, glow in the dark. This one is trending for $90 currently. When it first hit the market, it was going for around $150, so it's depreciated by about $60. There was 1,900 possible of the Freddy as Zombie Pirate. However, only 1,848 actually exist. Next up, we have Freddy as the Zombie Ninja. These were mostly zombie characters, or actually these were all zombie characters for the most part. So I really like that Funkoween Series 2 is definitely much different than Series 1. The Zombie Ninja glow in the dark, once again, there was 1,900 possible redeemables of this one. Only 1,842 were actually redeemed, currently trending for $60, and when it first hit the secondary market in hand, it was going for about 120. So it's actually depreciated by half since it's come out, which I think is a real shame because this one in particular is really cool. I love the ninja star that's sticking out of his head. I think it's just absolutely awesome. Next up, we have Freddy Funko as the glow-in-the-dark zombie knight. I love knights. I love castle. Anything related to that theme, I am all in. So this one was a must-have. I actually have this entire set sitting right here behind me because I love it so much. This one, once again, 1,900 possible pulls. Only 1,853 were actually redeemed. It's going for $65. When it first hit the market, it was trending for about $90. So it's come down by $25 or so. Next up, we have Freddy as the zombie gunslinger. Now, this one is ridiculously cool. I think my second favorite of the set. I was going to say first favorite, but the last one in the set is kind of my favorite. So this is basically a Freddy zombie cowboy, which is really cool. So this one, once again, 1,900 possible redeemables, only 1,846 were actually redeemed. It was trending for $75 when it first hit the aftermarket. It actually went up to $90 for a little while, and then it went up to $110 over the summer, right around San Diego Comic-Con, and now it's since come back down to $75. So this one, I think, has potential to maybe fluctuate upward in price down the road once again, because clearly there is a lot of demand for this one in particular. And then lastly, this was the grail of Funkoween Series 1, the one that I know a lot of people are still trying to hunt down for their collections. Freddy as the zombie samurai. This one is so good. The glow is incredible. I think this is one of the best Freddy Pops of all time. Probably a top 5 NFT release. Numbered here, so this was 999 possible pulls. There was only 980 of them actually redeemed. Currently trending for $320. However, when it first hit the aftermarket, it was going for $480, and it's fluctuated up and down quite a bit, and now kind of settled in at that $320 mark. This one, once again, with it being so limited and so unique, and the glow just being phenomenal, I could definitely see this having the potential to go up, and I'm really curious to see if now with Funkoween Series 2 continuing on, hopefully we'll get a Funkoween Series 3 next year in 2025. Will collectors who are now entering the NFT space, or maybe collectors who just want to go back and try to complete their sets, will that cause the prices and the values for Funkoween Series 1 to trend back upward? I'll be very curious, and I'll definitely be tracking that here on the channel for you guys. But let me know your thoughts. Is Funkoween Series 2 better than Funkoween Series 1? And are you going to be going after Funkoween Series 2 for your collection? I think there is a lot of opportunity for both camps of collectors. If you're somebody who prefers to go after the NFT packs, there's a lot of excitement and a lot of hype this week for the drop on Thursday. However, if you're somebody who doesn't mind waiting, if you're somebody who is, trained in the arts of defending yourself against FOMO, I think waiting, you will actually be successful as well. Now, obviously, if you open up one of these packs and you pull a redeemable for only $10, then obviously you're going to be saving yourself a lot of money. However, there is a pretty high chance that you will not pull a redeemable when you open up these packs. And that gamble is something that a lot of collectors really enjoy. They thrive off of. It's very exciting. So if you want to play the long game, you're really only looking at anywhere from $50 to $100 for most of the legendaries. Obviously, a lot of people are going to want to pull the Grail because the Grail is the most limited in terms of Funkoween Series 2. That Mythic is going to be very expensive. I bet that Mythic pack is going to be $500 plus for multiple reasons. The fact that it is a Mythic, very limited, first Franny and Freddy 2-pack, and we are coming off a New York Comic-Con that was extremely lackluster in terms of Freddy, Franny, and Proto. There was no Proto, there was no Franny with the exception of the biddies, and we did get the headless Freddy, but it wasn't a limited Freddy. So maybe this was coordinated by Funko, because I feel like because we just had a major con without a large presence of Freddy, Franny, and Proto, I know I'm chomping at the bit and itching to get more Freddy, Franny, and Proto for my collection. So this drop, in my opinion, is perfectly timed. But guys, Let me know your thoughts down in the comments section below. And since today is Monday, it's time for our weekly Monday Motivation segment. Every single week here on the channel, we like to bring you guys a small piece of Monday motivation to help kickstart your week and get you through the toughest day of the week, which is typically Monday. Now, we just talked about NFTs. We just talked a little bit briefly about New York Comic Con. We had a lot of New York Comic Con content here on the channel over the last couple weeks. There is a lot of different ways to collect Funko Pops. Maybe you're somebody who just likes to go after the commons that get released in stores. Maybe you're just somebody that likes to buy occasionally online. Maybe you're somebody who enjoys going after the NFTs or traveling to these big cons and trying to get these big releases. There are multiple ways to collect Funko, which is really cool. Funko has a lot of different outlets for people to become a collector. However, at the same time, Joanna and I have done something throughout our collecting careers that I think is very healthy, and it's kept us very engaged and very satisfied in the overall collecting community. And for today's Monday Motivation, I would highly encourage you guys to branch out and collect different things. And I don't mean go overboard, maybe not as hard as you do in regards to Funko, but I think collecting little things from other companies here and there definitely keeps your collection spiced up. It keeps things exciting. And it also keeps you very engaged and allows you to see what else is out there. For instance, Joanna and I just went to New York Comic Con and we didn't get into the Funko booth. We never get into the Funko booth, and that's okay. But we actually took some time going to some other booths like Fugitive Toys, like 100% Soft, to see what other collectibles are out there. We recently got into collecting Tiny Ghosts. We've also been massive Lego collectors for a very long time. And I think being collectors of multiple things has allowed us to just stay very engaged in collecting as a hobby, and it's kept things fresh and exciting because sometimes Funko doesn't always drop the things that we want them to drop, or they necessarily don't do the things that we want to see them do, and that's okay. We kind of just take breaks every now and then and pass on certain things. I'm definitely not passing on Funkoween Series 2. I think this is a huge highlight of the year for not only Funko, but obviously for drop as well. But just keep that in the back of your mind. If you see something from another company and it's something that's within your budget, go pick it up, see if you like it, add it to your display. I think having collectible displays with many different types of things in a very neat and organized manner looks really nice sometimes, especially when they're all from the certain theme or genre or of a specific character that you really enjoy collecting. So that's today's Monday Motivation, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this new NFT style preview video, definitely smash that like button. Subscribe if you're new, because I would like to continue doing this series here on the channel if the reception is positive, and if you guys enjoy it. I think this is a really cool to break down some of the new NFTs, especially for series that I myself am very amped up and excited for. So as always, don't stop shooting until you score, and we'll see you all very soon.